There are certain harsh truths that every single one of us has always known deep down. Yet, we deliberately choose to completely ignore them, brushing them aside as we go about our daily routines. We wake up every single morning, and we walk through our lives acting as if our time on this earth is infinite. We behave as if tomorrow is an absolute, guaranteed promise. But the unforgiving, undeniable truth of our fragile existence is that it is not guaranteed to anyone at all. Every single day that effortlessly passes by is a precious, irreplaceable gift. It is a day that we will absolutely never get back again, no matter how much we beg or plead with the universe. What I am about to share with you today might make you feel deeply uncomfortable inside. It might trigger a strong, defensive desire inside you to simply turn away. You might want to close this video right now and quickly return to your comfortable, numbing distractions. But I urge you, with absolute sincerity, you desperately need to hear these specific words today, because if you stubbornly refuse to face the undeniable truth right now, in this very moment, one day in the distant future, you might deeply and bitterly regret not listening sooner. The 7 uncomfortable truths you are about to painfully confront today are not just empty modern cliches. They are not superficial pop psychology or generic self-help advice meant to make you feel warm. They are profound, life-altering, and heavy lessons directly drawn from the ancient philosophy of Stoicism. A highly practical, no-nonsense way of life that aggressively teaches us how to face reality head-on. It teaches us how to stand firm, no matter how exceptionally harsh, cold, or deeply unforgiving that reality may miraculously be. I have personally learned these heavy, difficult lessons through my own agonizing struggles. I have learned them through profound personal loss, through overwhelming stretches of mental confusion, and through deeply painful public failures. And I genuinely do not want you to have to endure the same unnecessary, crushing pain that I went through. I do not want you to suffer needlessly just to finally understand their tremendous historical value. So I ask you, as one fellow human being to another, to take a brief, quiet moment right now. Set absolutely everything else aside. Put down your phone, close your other browser tabs, clear your busy, anxious mind, and truly, actively listen. The next few minutes that you dedicate to carefully watching this specific video might just critically be among the most profoundly important moments of your entire fleeting, fragile human life. Before we dive into the very first deeply uncomfortable truth together, if you are truly serious about radically transforming your mindset, please take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button right now. Leave a comment down below saying, "I am ready to face the truth." Your active engagement genuinely helps this Stoic community grow stronger and reach more people every single day. 1. We always procrastinate and miss out on life. Have you ever confidently and firmly told yourself that you would definitively start your new life tomorrow? Tomorrow, you promise yourself, you will finally sit down and learn that incredibly valuable new skill. Tomorrow, you will passionately wake up early, start exercising out in the cold, and begin taking proper care of your declining health. Tomorrow, you will courageously begin to ruthlessly chase your wildest, most ambitious dreams. But then, that promised magical tomorrow stretches on endlessly without any real, tangible action. It silently and insidiously turns into day after lazy day, month after empty, uneventful month. Year after unfulfilled, depressing year simply vanishes into the cold, unforgiving abyss of the past. And then one day, you suddenly look back at your reflection in the mirror and shockingly realize the terrifying truth. You have horrifically lost way too much precious, irreplaceable time just idly sitting around and waiting. When you do this, you are not just innocently postponing a simple, mundane daily task. You are tragically, systematically postponing the very essence of your own beautiful, singular life. We always foolishly, arrogantly think that we have plenty of time left to do absolutely everything. We think our biological clocks will simply pause while we figure things out. But that is arguably the most supremely dangerous, toxic illusion of the fragile human mind. You simply do not have nearly as much time as you confidently think you do. The great Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius once beautifully and sharply reminded us all of this stark reality. He wrote in his personal journal, "You could abruptly leave life right now, at this very specific moment. Let that stark reality determine what you do and say and think. You could unexpectedly leave this earthly world at any given miraculous moment without any prior warning or graceful farewell. Let that deeply, permanently shape how you intensely live your mornings and how you honestly speak to your loved ones. And let it deliberately shape how you profoundly think about your remaining, rapidly decreasing, precious days." Why is it that we constantly, universally procrastinate and endlessly delay our most deeply held, burning desires? Is it because we are inherently lazy? No. It is because we are paralyzingly afraid. We are deeply, existentially terrified of the unknown outcomes that await us. We are afraid of humiliating public failure. We are terrified of the harsh, critical judgments from random, entirely unimportant strangers on the internet. We are quietly afraid that we are fundamentally not good enough, not smart enough, or simply not perfectly ready enough to take the leap. But the great liberating truth of human existence is that absolutely no one ever truly feels completely 100% ready. Do you honestly think that wildly successful, legendary people patiently waited for perfectly calm conditions? Did the great builders and thinkers wait until they had acquired enough skills and possessed enough supreme, unshakable confidence before they took their first step? Did they wait for the perfect, magical alignment of the planets and stars before they started their brutal journeys? No, of course they didn't. They boldly, aggressively began even when they were absolutely, terribly unprepared and lacking resources. They took massive, decisive, imperfect action even while they still secretly harbored deep, paralyzing, agonizing internal doubts. Look closely at those brilliant individuals who have spectacularly achieved exactly what you desperately desire right now. Are they naturally more exceptionally talented than you could ever possibly hope to be? Perhaps some of them are. But the absolute biggest, most fundamental, undeniable difference between them and you is remarkably simple. It is not raw, God-given natural talent, and it is certainly not accidentally stumbling upon a lucky, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It is the incredibly simple fact that they flat-out refused to lazily wait for permission. They absolutely did not wait for complicated things to be magically aligned. They forcefully did not wait for their deep, crippling internal fear to completely disappear before they acted. Because fear never fully disappears, they boldly took the necessary action despite the violent shaking in their hands and the rapid, terrifying racing of their hearts. Let me tell you a story about a man who lived his entire life waiting for the perfect moment. His name doesn't matter, because he represents entirely too many of us. He always had a burning, passionate dream of starting his own small business, something that would bring him true joy and independence. But every single year, he found a perfectly logical, rational-sounding excuse to delay. In his 20s, he convinced himself he needed more formal education and a few more years of practical experience. In his 30s, he told himself that the global economy was too unstable and he needed the safety of his miserable corporate job to provide a stable foundation. In his 40s, he decided he should probably wait until his children were fully grown and responsibly out of the house. He waited for the market to be perfect. He waited for his savings account to hit a very specific, arbitrary, magical number. He spent his entire fleeting existence carefully, meticulously preparing to live, continuously getting ready to finally become the person he wanted to be. And then, one ordinary, unremarkable Tuesday, his heart simply stopped beating. He passed away quietly, taking all of his brilliant, unexecuted ideas and passionate dreams directly to the cold, silent grave. He did not fail at business. No, his tragedy was far, far worse than failure. He simply never, ever started. He allowed the paralyzing illusion of the perfect future to completely rob him of his actual, existing present. How much precious time do you honestly think you realistically have violently left on this spinning rock? A full calendar year, 10 long, eventful years, or perhaps an entire, miraculous, lengthy human lifetime? You absolutely do not know, and functionally, no one else on this planet does either. And that is precisely why you simply do not have the fundamental moral right to delay. You do not have the right to carelessly, recklessly put your beautifully fragile human life on indefinite, permanent hold. Just because you arrogantly, foolishly think you will conveniently have another easy, stress-free chance tomorrow. The incredibly wise philosopher Seneca vividly and urgently said, "While we endlessly wait for life, life rapidly passes us by. While we patiently, stupidly wait to finally start aggressively living our grand, envisioned dreams, life silently slips away. It slips away just like fine, dry sand, falling quickly and irrevocably through our trembling, hesitant fingers. Life is not a messy, informal, rough draft that you can elegantly rewrite and polish later on. This is not a dress rehearsal for some grander, more important future performance. You only magnificently, terrifyingly get one exceptionally brief, chaotic, beautiful shot at existence. Will you courageously dare to live it fully, with burning, relentless, unapologetic passion, or will you weakly, silently let fear completely dominate and mercilessly control your every single decision? Will you let quiet, insidious procrastination quietly and maliciously steal your grandest, most majestic and important dreams? Perhaps one of the absolute biggest, core, underlying reasons you continuously delay absolutely everything is not merely fear. It is not just the basic human fear of crushing, devastating failure that holds you back. It is the toxic, debilitating, culturally enforced obsession with an absolutely impossible standard of perfection. You endlessly, obsessively wait until you are finally skilled enough, physically strong enough, and mentally tough enough. You wait until you are absolutely perfect enough to confidently do what you want to do. You mistakenly, tragically think that only when absolutely everything is wonderfully, entirely flawless and neat, only then can you finally, boldly step forward, grab the spotlight, and triumphantly begin your true journey. But absolute flawlessness and true immaculate perfection simply does not exist anywhere in the natural world. It is a clever, deceptive, incredibly sticky trap that your anxious, overthinking mind forcefully sets for you. A trap explicitly, intentionally designed to keep you comfortably stuck, completely safe, and endlessly, frustratingly paralyzed. What exactly are you desperately waiting for? Are you waiting for a magically perfect, cinematic, idealized moment where the heavens part and angels sing? It will absolutely never, ever magically arrive, no matter how desperately long you sit and wait. There is absolutely no ideal, flawless tomorrow waiting warmly and patiently for your grand arrival. There is no perfectly upgraded, fearless future version of yourself waiting in the wings to suddenly take over. There is only right now, the agonizingly present, fleeting, chaotic, wonderfully imperfect, messy moment. The only true, singular moment you truly, definitively, unequivocally, and powerfully own in this universe. If you simply do not start right now with whatever broken tools you have, you absolutely never ever will. Vividly, deeply imagine right now that one day in the future, you inevitably grow frail, tired, and terribly old. Imagine yourself sitting quietly all alone in a silent room, resting in a slightly worn-out, creaky wooden chair. You are looking nostalgically, wistfully back at the long, winding, complicated path of your rapidly concluding life. What will you painfully, clearly see when you honestly reflect on those deeply faded, distant memories? Will you see a tremendously long, painful, heartbreaking list of amazing things you desperately wanted to do, but tragically, shockingly, heartbreakingly, never ever actually ended up doing because you were too scared. A depressing, endless series of glorious, sunny days lost to senseless, crippling internal fear. Days lost to weak hesitation, neurotic overthinking, and constantly, foolishly waiting for the elusive right moment. A beautifully capable, strong life completely, utterly wasted, simply chasing a phantom standard that never existed. Or do you, powerfully, aggressively, want to strongly look back at that final moment and firmly know deeply in your bones? To know undeniably that you courageously, fiercely, dared to live fiercely, loudly, and unapologetically. That you boldly dared to fail miserably, fall flat on your face, and proudly learned from it. That you aggressively dared to fiercely try against all odds, and enthusiastically burned with genuine, blazing passion. Burning brightly and giving it everything you had, without caring the crushing, suffocating heavy weight of endless, miserable regret. Maybe you secretly, quietly think you will wonderfully do absolutely everything later on in life. You tell yourself that you will travel, start that business, or write that book when you miraculously have much more free time. When external things eventually settle down and miraculously get easier. But consciously, actively remember this Stoic truth. There will genuinely, absolutely never be a significantly better, more convenient time. A better time than the exact, precise, messy, chaotic, beautiful moment you are existing in right now. You are not just harmlessly, innocently delaying basic daily tasks and minor, unimportant daily chores. You are profoundly, tragically, catastrophically delaying your one exceptionally singular, unbelievably precious life. If you have been helplessly, desperately waiting around for a clear, undeniable sign from the universe to finally begin, then let this very video, let these exact, harsh, uncompromising words be that unmistakable, striking, powerful sign. There will absolutely never, ever be a fundamentally, strategically better, more perfect time. A time to actively, boldly, intentionally start aggressively living the incredibly fantastic life you intensely, deeply want. Do not foolishly, naively wait until you are somehow magically, naturally brave enough to take the first step. Do not wait until you feel perfectly ready or phenomenally, brilliantly, exceptionally prepared for every single possibility. Because that mythical, fantasized, ideal specific moment is a complete fiction, and it will absolutely never come. Only by actively taking undeniable, forceful, bold, continuous, forward-moving action in the face of fear. Only then will you ever truly, enthusiastically, actually, genuinely, beautifully begin to wildly and freely live. You absolutely cannot magically control the unpredictable, rapidly approaching, deeply uncertain future events. But you definitely, unquestionably, undeniably can entirely control the exact, decisive, hard choices you consciously make today. You can completely, fully control the definitive, undeniable actions you choose to forcefully take right now. You can passively, weakly choose to lazily, quietly, comfortably keep, endlessly, hopelessly waiting for tomorrow. To keep senselessly, thoughtlessly delaying, only to abruptly wake up one surprisingly tragic, horrifying day. Realizing with crushing, horrible, unbearable despair that you have entirely, completely wasted your one short life. Wasting it stubbornly, foolishly waiting for something that unequivocally, demonstrably, never actually even existed. Or you can powerfully, decisively, aggressively, bravely, proudly choose to stand up and start acting. To brilliantly, vigorously, intensely live out your days. To passionately, aggressively, fiercely chase what you truly want out of this existence. Even if your initial, clumsy, awkward early steps are deeply, phenomenally, embarrassingly imperfect and unpolished. even if you feel absolutely, utterly, wildly, shockingly, terrifyingly, fundamentally not ready for the challenge. Because if you fiercely do not boldly, courageously, profoundly, actively do it right now, today, you may tragically, heartbreakingly, mournfully, absolutely never ever actually get the chance to do it at all. Time ruthlessly, constantly, endlessly, unceasingly, aggressively marches forward, and it never predictably, reliably, universally rewinds. And if you do not fiercely, forcefully, relentlessly, uncompromisingly, undeniably seize your time right now, you may simply, regrettably, catastrophically, never ever possibly get a second chance at living. 2. We misjudge what truly matters. You deeply, fundamentally think that you are actually, vibrantly living a fulfilling, rich life. But in harsh, cold reality, you are merely, mindlessly existing from day to day. Every single morning, you dutifully, automatically wake up and mechanically prepare yourself. You deeply immerse yourself entirely in endless, stressful, demanding corporate work. You desperately, neurotically chase elusive money and obsessively pursue fleeting public recognition. You blindly run frantically after the arbitrary, hollow standards set by modern society. You firmly, mistakenly believe that by aggressively achieving more and more, by eagerly accumulating vast wealth and demanding constant, loud public acknowledgement, by relentlessly pursuing grand, visible success, you will finally, magically, be happy. But at the quiet, peaceful, lonely end of the extremely long, exhausting day, when the dark, silent night gracefully falls and all the glittering illusion fades, you secretly, quietly feel terribly, overwhelmingly, fundamentally, inexplicably empty inside. Have you ever honestly, truly paused to deeply, genuinely ask your own weary soul, where exactly am I constantly, frantically rushing to in such a panic? What exactly am I desperately, tirelessly trying to conclusively, definitely prove? And most importantly, strictly, precisely to whom am I desperately proving it? We tragically, routinely, completely misjudge what truly, profoundly, intimately actually matters. We are constantly, deeply, miserably deceived by powerful, grand societal illusions. Modern, superficial society loudly, aggressively, constantly, relentlessly dictates to us. It forcefully tells us we absolutely, fundamentally must ruthlessly, fiercely succeed. That we must aggressively, decisively, visibly, unapologetically have significantly more. More than the random strangers surrounding us in this imaginary, endless competition. That we somehow have to forcefully, boldly become someone entirely different. Someone extremely important and visibly powerful to be considered truly, fundamentally worthy. And tragically, heartbreakingly, surprisingly, gullibly, we foolishly, deeply, entirely believe it. We recklessly throw ourselves entirely into a brutal, exhausting, invisible, endless race. A frantic, meaningless, pointless race without even fundamentally, slightly understanding exactly why. Why we are so desperately, fiercely, aggressively, tirelessly, constantly, endlessly, miserably running. But who deliberately, carefully, actually, arbitrarily, forcefully set the moving finish line? When is the relentless, exhausting, brutal, demanding, frantic accumulation ever truly enough? And if it is definitively, predictably, undeniably, absolutely, structurally, inherently, never, ever enough, then are we not just sadly, tragically living a completely, utterly meaningless life? Look closely, carefully, intimately, seriously at those tragically lying in sterile hospital beds. Those who quietly, painfully, definitely, undeniably know they do not have much time left. Do you honestly, genuinely, truly, sincerely believe they deeply, painfully, bitterly regret not making more money? Regret not aggressively, ruthlessly, fiercely making a little bit more trivial wealth? Or are they fundamentally, immensely, painfully, deeply, agonizingly grieving the irreplaceable lost time? The incredibly precious time they stubbornly, selfishly, foolishly, repeatedly, continually didn't actually spend. Spend with the incredibly beautiful, meaningful, lovely, important people they authentically loved. The wild, beautiful, imaginative, crazy, vibrant, youthful dreams they simply didn't dare chase. The uniquely authentic, boldly genuine, wonderfully imperfect life they simply didn't honestly live. They didn't honestly, courageously, beautifully, unapologetically, boldly dare to live. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus urgently, forcefully, clearly, repeatedly, profoundly warned us about this trap. He said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." True, genuine, authentic, undeniable, robust, absolute, fundamental wealth directly, beautifully, organically consists in freedom. It fundamentally, entirely, purely, absolutely, exclusively does not consist in anxiously, frantically, desperately, actively having great, massive, accumulating external possessions. Temporary, vulnerable, physical, tangible, heavy material things. But in magically, fundamentally, organically, beautifully having significantly, deliberately, wonderfully, actively, fewer desperate, nagging desires. You absolutely, mathematically, biologically, categorically, historically, structurally, never become truly wealthy by accumulating more. You become wealthy by smartly, strategically, wisely, calmly needing fundamentally, radically less. So what absolutely, undeniably, physically, universally, empirically, factually, organically matters? It is absolutely, undoubtedly, unequivocally, certainly, realistically, the little, tiny, overlooked moments. The profoundly beautiful, quiet, subtle, fragile, fleeting, wonderful, ordinary, spectacular, silent, simple, little, magical moments. The moments you have tragically, foolishly, accidentally, blindly, ignorantly, regretfully been constantly overlooking. A deeply, incredibly, wonderfully, overwhelmingly, profound, completely beautiful, heartfelt, intimate, soul-bearing conversation. A significantly, extraordinarily, beautifully, surprisingly, breathtakingly, vividly, peaceful, relaxing, calm, sunny afternoon walk. A walk with someone you magically, inherently, deeply, profoundly, wonderfully, wildly, passionately, completely, purely love. These magnificent, profound, tiny, lovely, incredibly uniquely, exceptionally, deeply beautiful things are simply not loud or flashy. But when absolutely, truly, perfectly, basically, functionally, fundamentally, inevitably, everything else entirely, organically crumbles. They are fundamentally, intrinsically, undeniably, realistically, authentically, essentially, the only realistically enduring things that remain. 3. We are stuck in the past and can't let go. You are actively, currently, tragically, thoroughly, completely wasting your entire beautiful present life. Wasting it agonizingly, completely, painfully, intensely over what has already irreversibly, permanently passed. Do you honestly, genuinely, completely, truthfully, fundamentally, biologically believe that by constantly, relentlessly, explicitly, continuously, permanently replaying your past mistakes and heavy regrets. Replaying your intense, dark, heavy, agonizing, overwhelming, entirely massive, deep personal pain. And the incredible, rare, magical, uniquely precious, extraordinary opportunities you foolishly, carelessly, tragically lost. That you can somehow magically, entirely, completely, structurally, physically, organically change the past? No, absolutely, inherently, biologically, physically, functionally, undeniably, genuinely, completely not. It is entirely, permanently, absolutely, unequivocally, undeniably, structurally, functionally, purely, irreversibly gone. But you, incredibly, beautifully, actively, magically, dynamically, entirely, effectively, incredibly, amazingly, miraculously, you are actually alive. You are genuinely, physically, functionally, inherently, essentially, deeply, truly, still, completely, fully, remarkably, wonderfully, intensely, passionately alive. And yet currently, right now, you are actively, explicitly, intensely, intentionally, voluntarily, allowing what is already completely dead to brutalize you. To brutally, heavily, constantly, repeatedly, completely, effectively, entirely hold you down. To actively, ruthlessly, fundamentally, slowly, forcefully, incredibly, painfully, drag you backwards, drag you substantially, immensely, totally, horribly, incredibly, unbelievably, tremendously, drastically, violently, severely down, like a massive, perfectly, beautifully solid, tremendously heavy, terribly massive stone, actively, aggressively, powerfully, tightly, violently, explicitly, physically, deliberately, securely tied to your own beautifully functional, healthy feet, pulling you aggressively, silently, intensely, terribly, violently, dramatically, explicitly, horribly, profoundly, painfully deeper, deeper into the terrifying, essentially completely, intensely, absolutely, inherently vast, dark, bottomless abyss of painful, silent, quiet, profound, paralyzing depression. Marcus Aurelius brilliantly noted in his private, intimate, widely celebrated journals, "Each of us lives only now, in this incredibly brief, fleeting instant. The past is entirely a decaying cemetery of outdated, useless, unchangeable facts. The future is an inherently unpredictable, mysterious, entirely unreachable distant country. Yet you, stubbornly, helplessly, foolishly choose to persistently reside in the depressing graveyards of yesterday. It is exactly like foolishly attempting to safely, smoothly drive an incredibly fast, powerful, speeding modern car down the highway, while stubbornly, obsessively, continuously, entirely staring strictly, exclusively into the tiny rear-view mirror, staring at the quickly fading, distant, irrelevant things behind you. What absolutely, necessarily, inevitably happens? You dramatically, violently, chaotically crash into the rapidly approaching, unyielding future right directly in front of you. You must gracefully, actively, intentionally learn to forgive those who horribly, unfairly hurt you. Not because they strictly, morally, inherently deserve your profound, magical, divine, generous forgiveness, but simply, profoundly, beautifully, essentially because you deeply, desperately, absolutely, inherently deserve incredible, lasting, quiet, internal peace. Carrying past resentments is like willingly dragging multiple massive bags of completely useless, toxic trash. Dragging them everywhere you go, wondering why you always feel so horribly, incredibly exhausted and angry. Drop the incredibly heavy bags. Cut the dangerously heavy, tight, stifling psychological ropes binding you to the unchangeable, long-dead yesterday. Release the incredibly tight, painful grip on the painful, depressing memory of who you used to be, and courageously, boldly, unapologetically, fiercely focus on the only magical, unique, powerful moment that you genuinely possess. This incredibly fragile, fleeting, wonderful, utterly unpredictable, utterly beautiful present moment. 4. We resist change, even though it is inevitable. Life is inherently, universally, definitively, functionally, seamlessly, beautifully, an entirely active, unceasing, dynamic, powerful, relentless, continuous stream. A continuous, unstoppable, unyielding, completely, thoroughly, undeniably, entirely, naturally, explicitly stream of natural, constant, permanent change. Yet we stubbornly, fearfully, intensely, naturally, inherently, deeply, incredibly, emotionally, foolishly, instinctively cling. We terribly, tragically, desperately, wonderfully, genuinely, fundamentally, actively, intentionally, terribly, intensely cling to exactly what feels familiar and safe. We hold on to decaying, toxic, empty relationships. We hold on to deeply terrible, soul-sucking, completely meaningless, draining corporate careers. We desperately hold on to outdated, limited, past versions of our own fragile identities. Because we are absolutely, petrifyingly terrified of what actually comes next. We mistakenly, falsely, dangerously believe that pure familiarity naturally, inherently equates to guaranteed safety and goodness. But remaining in a deeply toxic, slowly decaying, destructive, harmful, painful situation, simply out of pure fear of the unknown, is a form of slow, agonizing suicide. The brilliant Marcus Aurelius deeply observed that change is as entirely habitual, beautifully natural, and inevitably regular as roses in spring and fruit in summer. To actively, vigorously, stubbornly fight against change is to insanely, foolishly, fundamentally fight against the incredibly powerful, massive universe itself. And that's a battle that you absolutely, categorically, historically, scientifically, undoubtedly, will never, ever win. Imagine the great, disciplined, honorable samurai returning home from a long, grueling journey, only to find his beautiful, cherished wooden house completely, utterly burned to a pile of dark, smoldering ashes. Does he violently, pathetically break down, weep uncontrollably, loudly curse the careless gods, and hopelessly refuse to move forward? No. He calmly, stoically, bravely looks at the destructive, devastating sudden ruin. And he quietly, purposefully, confidently says, "My house burned down. Now I can finally see the incredibly beautiful rising moon." He deliberately, actively, fundamentally trains his mind to enthusiastically, boldly be highly adaptable. So when the inevitable, raging fires of unexpected, chaotic change burn down our comfortable, safe, familiar structures, we must courageously, boldly, enthusiastically shout, "Good," and actively, immediately start beautifully rebuilding something stronger, better, and much more resilient. If you have found genuine, deep value in these incredibly heavy, hard-hitting Stoic lessons so far, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave a rapid comment exactly like this. "I am ready to embrace the painful truth." Your simple, powerful action deeply supports this incredible, growing philosophical community. By deeply, actively, fearlessly embracing change. By willingly, eagerly letting the comforting, false illusions of permanence die. You uniquely, beautifully, powerfully open yourself to the infinite, massive, surprising, creative possibilities of the future. You stop being a helpless, miserable, complaining victim of terribly unpredictable circumstance. And you proudly, assertively, miraculously become the unstoppable, resilient, powerful architect of your own entirely new, magnificent destiny. Let the fierce, cold winds of change blow. Let them fundamentally, violently sweep away everything that is absolutely no longer serving you and stand tall, completely unshaken, inherently unbothered, deeply grounded in your incredibly strong, unyielding, unshakable internal character. 5. We try to control things beyond our reach. Human suffering strictly, explicitly, entirely, universally, profoundly, ultimately, undeniably, absolutely, fundamentally, essentially originates from one specific, deeply flawed human tendency. It essentially, consistently, systematically, naturally, intrinsically, repeatedly, invariably, completely stems from trying to hopelessly manipulate, steer, and aggressively control complex things. Things that were simply, clearly, obviously, mathematically, scientifically, never meant to be in our direct personal control. We foolishly, blindly, falsely, arrogantly believe that if we simply try desperately, aggressively enough, if we romantically, blindly love intensely, deeply enough, or if we analytically, constantly think smartly, cleverly, logically, rationally enough, we can ultimately, somehow dictate, guarantee, predict, and flawlessly cement the final outcome. But it is exactly, frustratingly, hopelessly like standing fiercely, bravely, before the vast, incredibly dark, completely untamed ocean, and hopelessly, frantically, desperately trying to physically, literally, grasp massive, crushing, violently towering waves with your bare, fragile hands. It is an entirely, fundamentally, absurdly pointless, miserable, completely exhausting, deeply heartbreaking endeavor. The brilliant, famously profound Stoic teacher Epictetus explicitly, perfectly, magnificently summarized this incredibly powerful, liberating concept. Happiness and true, abiding, deep freedom begin with a crystal-clear, unwavering understanding. Some specific, defined things are firmly, entirely, completely within your control, and some things are absolutely, distinctly not. This concept, the simple, profound dichotomy of control, is incredibly, shockingly easy to intellectually understand, but terribly, fiercely, agonizingly difficult to actually, consistently practice in chaotic daily life. We absolutely, hopelessly cannot control other people's unpredictable, raw feelings. We cannot control massive, sudden societal chaos, global economic collapses, or incredibly unpredictable weather. We certainly cannot successfully manipulate, cheat, bribe, or miraculously bargain with pure, blind luck. So why exactly do we so tragically, consistently, completely exhaust ourselves, draining our precious, incredibly vital mental energy? By constantly, furiously trying to desperately influence, smooth out, and aggressively micromanage them. It is a profound, deeply foolish, entirely ridiculous tragedy of the desperately anxious, fearful, human ego. Imagine furiously driving your incredibly expensive, carefully polished, shiny new car on a massive, crowded, chaotic, incredibly unpredictable highway. You absolutely, undeniably, cannot somehow magically, miraculously control the incredibly erratic, reckless driving of every single furious, distracted commuter around you. You cannot stop the sudden, blinding, heavy rain, or instantly, powerfully, banish the massive, frustrating traffic jams spontaneously appearing ahead. But what can you definitively, absolutely, entirely, fundamentally, completely control? You can solely, exclusively, perfectly control your highly disciplined, calm, steady, internal response. You can completely control exactly how tightly, calmly, securely you hold the heavy steering wheel. You incredibly, fully control the specific, soothing, beautiful music you willingly choose to peacefully listen to on the radio. You control your deliberate, deep, rhythmic breathing by furiously, loudly, helplessly yelling at the immovable, massive traffic jam. You accomplish absolutely, functionally, mathematically nothing. You merely enthusiastically, willingly, violently poison your own incredibly delicate, fragile, complex nervous system. When you desperately, urgently try to manipulate another person to romantically, deeply love you, or desperately try to magically force an employer to immediately, clearly recognize your immense, obvious value, you are simply, tragically, hopelessly begging the chaotic, unpredictable universe for deep, agonizing pain. Because you are entirely, willingly placing your entire, profound, fragile, beautiful psychological happiness squarely into the unstable, unreliable, shifting hands of an incredibly chaotic, totally unpredictable external world. To gracefully, beautifully, truly find genuine, lasting peace, you must courageously, decidedly, boldly surrender. You must absolutely, willfully, peacefully, literally relinquish the impossibly heavy, crushing, stifling illusion of total control. You must calmly, confidently, beautifully accept that the vast, chaotic, beautiful universe has its own massive, intricate, perfect plans. And you creatively, passionately, powerfully focus 100% of your massive energy on exactly, simply, purely what you can master. Your own beautiful, deep thoughts, your conscious actions, your strong morals, and your incredibly resilient character. 6. We fear death, but not a meaningless life. Humanity tragically, bizarrely, deeply, consistently dreads the terrifying, silent, dark, inevitable end. The incredibly final, cold, absolute closing chapter of our immensely brief, chaotic, earthly existence. We whisper the terribly heavy, frightening word death with extreme, cautious, fearful, trembling hesitation, as if merely audibly, carelessly speaking it aloud will somehow magically, instantly summon it closer. Yet, incredibly foolishly, strangely, blindly, we aggressively, thoughtlessly waste countless, incredibly precious, sunny, glorious days. We behave effortlessly, automatically, lazily, as if they were somehow magically, theoretically, infinite. As if we possessed a bottomless, magical bank account filled with an impossibly endless supply of future tomorrows. Living smoothly, lazily, without any genuine, roaring purpose actually requires absolutely no hard, disciplined effort. It is incredibly, surprisingly, dangerously easy to slowly, lazily, comfortably drift alongside comfortable, blind, numbed, average modern society. To follow the well-worn, incredibly safe, entirely boring, thoroughly uninspired, monotonous script handed to us. To wake up, mechanically, enthusiastically work, blindly consume, passively, numbly watch bright, flashing screens, and deeply sleep. A profoundly tragic, entirely senseless, deeply hollow rotation. The incredibly brilliant, legendary Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius explicitly, forcefully, elegantly stated, "It is not death that a man should fear, but rather he should deeply, intensely fear, never genuinely, actively, passionately beginning to live." Consider deeply, carefully, intimately, the incredibly tragic, cautionary, underlying story of a very careful, incredibly prudent man. He meticulously, obsessively, remarkably saved every single tiny, shiny, bright penny for his entire, stressful, long, demanding adult life. He successfully denied himself incredible, beautiful, exotic, wonderful travel, deeply amazing dining experiences, and brilliant, joyful, loud, spontaneous celebrations. He constantly, safely deferred every massive, beautiful joy, waiting perfectly, patiently, securely for retirement. And then, tragically, silently, completely abruptly, he shockingly, instantly suffered a massive, fatal heart attack. He died directly, tragically, surprisingly on the very day he officially, triumphantly began his long-awaited retirement. This shockingly brutal, incredibly common, totally real occurrence decisively, strongly proves that life is absolutely, fundamentally, not some distant, magical future phase you safely reach. It is an incredibly urgent, incredibly messy, deeply intense, overwhelmingly beautiful happening right now. When cold, terrifying, silent death finally knocks on your fragile, temporary, weak wooden door. It strictly, absolutely, inherently does not care how many incredibly safe, quiet, incredibly boring, entirely unremarkable, comfortable years you accumulated. It exclusively, strictly, closely records the meaningful, vibrant, undeniable, heavy, remarkable impact you deliberately, proudly, fiercely left behind. Did you wildly, boldly, crazily chase love? Did you intensely, relentlessly pursue true, inner greatness? Did you unapologetically, fiercely, brilliantly burn with a massive, undeniably bright, deeply creative fire? If you can profoundly, honestly, beautifully answer yes, then death becomes merely a quiet, peaceful, graceful, beautifully gentle, entirely natural period at the profoundly triumphant, amazing end of an incredibly brilliant, well-crafted, stunning masterpiece. But if you somehow desperately, hopelessly, quietly, simply survived, never having dared, genuinely laughed, deeply cried, or wildly, intensely created anything of meaningful value, then your entire life was essentially, fundamentally, mathematically, tragically already completely dead for incredibly long decades, before your physical, frail, fragile body even officially, technically stopped breathing. Embrace the incredibly heavy, profound Stoic motto firmly known as memento mori. Remember incredibly clearly, vividly that you inevitably, surely must die. Let this incredibly dark, heavy, undeniable truth be the massive, bright, blazing fire that powerfully, aggressively ignites your soul today. Do not let it cripple you with terrifying, paralyzing fear. Let it surprisingly, magically liberate you with intense, profound, undeniable clarity. If you know absolutely, deeply, intimately that your precious time is relentlessly, actively running out, you will absolutely, fundamentally, suddenly stop wasting it on incredibly stupid, petty, toxic, minor grievances, on incredibly hollow, meaningless, shallow social media arguments, and incredibly boring, soul-crushing, toxic friendships. You will fiercely, urgently run towards incredibly true substance. 7. We avoid silence and are afraid to face ourselves. The loud, chaotic, incredibly modern world fundamentally, structurally, constantly, actively programs us. It programs us to ruthlessly, blindly, fast, effortlessly run. To run terribly, fast away from our own intimate, deep, quiet, inner thoughts. Using a constant, blaring, loud, endless, massive, incredibly distracting river of bright external stimulation. We constantly plug heavily, eagerly into podcasts, loud, blaring music, and incredibly bright screens. We do this literally, universally, completely every waking moment, But why, precisely, exactly, do we desperately crave this noise? We deeply, fundamentally, intensely fear total, external, quiet, perfectly still, absolute silence. Because the exact, precise, terrible moment, the external, massive, deafening noise stops. The intense, complicated, deep internal noise, the long-buried fears, the lingering, bitter regrets, and the incredibly difficult, unasked, profound questions, suddenly, violently rushes frantically back in like a massive, destructive, overwhelming, crashing tidal wave. We are deeply, incredibly terrified to silently face the honest, real, unvarnished person in the mirror. In a genuinely shocking, famous, highly revealing psychological experiment, researchers perfectly, calmly left ordinary people completely, totally alone in a silent, entirely empty room for a mere simple, incredibly short 15 minutes. Many of them desperately, foolishly, incredibly surprisingly, preferred deliberately, actively administering incredibly painful physical electric shocks directly to their own vulnerable, sensitive bodies. They genuinely preferred physical, brutal pain to simply safely sitting quietly alone in silence with their own deep, complicated, profound thoughts. This is exactly, precisely, fundamentally, how violently, incredibly afraid modern humanity has tragically become of its own deep, profound, brilliant inner voice. But history constantly, undeniably, remarkably shows us that silence is practically, effectively, naturally, the exceptionally, fundamentally fertile, rich ground for supreme creativity and undeniable, incredibly deep wisdom. As brilliantly demonstrated by historical, legendary geniuses like the profound philosopher Nietzsche and the incredibly brilliant artist Leonardo da Vinci. They deliberately, frequently, sought out extreme, deep isolation. They completely understood that you absolutely, unequivocally, cannot truly, deeply, intimately know your own soul if you are constantly, relentlessly drowning it in incredibly shallow, noisy, external, massive distraction. To truly, amazingly, genuinely find inner, profound peace. To deeply, honestly construct a mind incredibly, unimaginably strong. You must actively, deliberately practice cultivating 10-minute moments of pure, undisturbed, incredibly deep daily silence. Sit perfectly, completely quietly, comfortably alone. Put away the incredibly addictive, bright phone and simply, powerfully, observantly listen. Learn to beautifully, perfectly become incredibly, amazingly calm, close, incredibly best friends with the deep silence. Start keeping a profound, deeply personal, heavily insightful, brilliant, honest, intimate, private daily journal. Write down your deepest, darkest, complicated fears, your soaring, incredible, wild, impossible hopes, and your incredibly raw, profound, unapologetic thoughts. When you finally, boldly, courageously face yourself, the terrifying, massive, towering monsters in the dark suddenly, beautifully shrink into incredibly manageable, tiny shadows. Conclusion. Life, with all its chaotic, beautiful, massive complexity, fundamentally, stubbornly, realistically, doesn't ever pause. It absolutely does not organically, gracefully stop for you to organically make deep, perfect peace with your highly damaged, complicated, messy past. Time simply, relentlessly, completely keeps moving firmly, aggressively, undeniably straightforward. And every single passing, incredibly fragile moment, hopelessly lost to paralyzing, painful, deep regret, or blind, stubborn, foolish, rigid resistance is entirely, permanently, fundamentally lost forever. All the endless, vast, accumulated wealth, the loud, massive, overwhelming fame, and incredible, flashy, external, shiny success will eventually, naturally, permanently fade into total, dark obscurity. Stoicism genuinely, powerfully, amazingly teaches you to relentlessly, completely, masterfully master your own self. It aggressively, boldly demands that you brave, confidently accept the brutally honest, incredibly raw, fundamental truth. And aggressively, unapologetically, fiercely walk directly, bravely forward. Clearer, harder, and much more strictly, incredibly resilient than you have absolutely ever possibly been before. You hold the incredibly profound, massive, incredible, unbelievable power to instantly, miraculously change. Not miraculously tomorrow, not in the distant, vague future, but precisely, powerfully, explicitly right now, today. If you possess the incredible, undeniable, unyielding courage to heavily, seriously, purposefully apply these 7 hard truths, your life will instantly, radically, comprehensively, miraculously transform. It will become incredibly rich, deeply, profoundly meaningful, and unbelievably, remarkably, beautifully unstoppable. Do not let another precious, fragile, incredibly brief day silently, regretfully, slip through your fingers into oblivion. If you know, deep down in your incredibly strong, brave bones, that it is finally time to relentlessly face reality, then hit subscribe right now. Our massive, incredible Stoic journey is only magically, powerfully, surprisingly, just dramatically beginning. Let us powerfully, incredibly strongly move confidently, bravely forward together. Strongly, bravely, and truly, unapologetically Stoic. Leave a profound, honest comment down below and aggressively, openly, loudly, tell me exactly what you will fiercely change today. Thank you for watching, and boldly, incredibly, calmly stay Stoic. Let us take a brief, meaningful moment to intensely, passionately, profoundly reflect. Reflect back firmly on these 7 lessons, these incredibly powerful, undeniable Stoic pillars that we incredibly, desperately need to hear. We must aggressively, unapologetically stop endlessly procrastinating and foolishly putting off our beautiful lives. There is absolutely no perfect, ideal tomorrow. We must actively, deliberately stop completely misjudging what truly, profoundly, intimately matters in life. Stop furiously, desperately chasing the hollow, empty, societal approval of absolute, total strangers. And fiercely, beautifully prioritize the tiny, magical, overlooked moments of genuine, pure human connection. We must brilliantly, peacefully, courageously let go. Let go of the incredibly heavy, paralyzing, dark, overwhelming burdens of the unchangeable past. Instead of driving blindly, dangerously, idiotically forward by staring constantly, miserably into the rear-view mirror, we must bravely, confidently, strongly focus on the incredible, beautiful, immediate, chaotic, present. We must naturally, instinctively, fully accept change. Change is the incredibly massive, undeniable, beautifully unyielding river of natural existence. We must absolutely, gracefully, consciously stop trying to impossibly, frantically control massive external forces that are incredibly, totally beyond our reach. And firmly, securely, flawlessly master our own deep, highly disciplined, internal emotional responses. We must courageously, profoundly face our mortality. We must deeply, boldly remember that we must die. And let that heavy, undeniable, stark truth aggressively, passionately fuel a wildly meaningful life. And finally, we must confidently, bravely seek silence. We must bravely, comfortably, willingly sit alone and deeply, honestly, intimately face the terrifying, massive, chaotic internal demons of our minds. Until those terrifying, massive monsters gently shrink into incredibly manageable, weak, tiny, fleeting shadows. These incredibly harsh, direct, unapologetic lessons are not merely abstract, distant philosophical concepts. They are remarkably, incredibly practical, direct instructions. Instructions on how to beautifully, unapologetically reclaim your incredibly short, fundamentally fragile human life. If you boldly, courageously implement even just one of these incredibly hard, undeniably true lessons today, you will radically, essentially, dynamically, profoundly shift the entire, massive, complicated trajectory of your destiny. You will quickly, miraculously, incredibly transform from a passive, weeping, helpless victim of circumstance into the incredibly strong, unshakable, masterful Stoic architect of your own entirely brilliant, unyielding reality. So, I urge you, practically, urgently, passionately, do not let this video simply be another incredibly generic, quickly forgotten piece of content. Let it strongly, permanently, fundamentally mark a massive, undeniable turning point in your life. Stand tall, incredibly proud, fundamentally unshaken. Embrace the incredibly heavy, profound Stoic path and walk boldly, confidently, peacefully forward into the magnificent, unpredictable, beautiful unknown. Thank you deeply, incredibly, genuinely for listening. Stay strong, incredibly resilient, and absolutely stoic.